Holy actual shit. Oh my god. The drama of this planet never ends. You people are fucking nuts here. Probably a lot of y'all will see this, the two of you. I don't know. But this shit's fucking insane. It never ends. Oh my god. Like, I know that it's going on and I experience it regularly. But I'm so in my own world of my own bliss that I don't notice a lot of it. We are literally being attacked by like so many angles. It's dang near unsustainable. Crazy fucking people everywhere. There's crazy fucking people everywhere. And I'm not talking about like woo shit. I'm talking about obvious crap. Drug addicts, people like sabotaging people all over the place, governments like completely out of control, micromanaging our every move, making sure that they make it as difficult as possible for us to be self-sustained and self-sufficient. You know, every time we come up with a way to not need them, they come up with a way to make whatever the fuck that is illegal. And then there's these crazy people that, you know, want to use us, and when we don't let them, then they're fucking helpers of these government psychos who stole Earth and just act like they run it, and they just bully us and you know, have stops for us to not be able to do everything or anything to get ahead and to keep, it's like we're drowning constantly, just trying to keep afloat. And then there's this stupid bullshit we do ourselves, like get ourselves into debt and shit. Dipshit, I need this. What am I doing? I need to fucking figure this out. Oh, by June 5th. Oh, fuck. Okay, I can fax it. Sorry. Insurance matters. Like, oh my god, motherfuckers. Like, we don't have enough shit to do, you know? I have a lot of shit to do that's this, you know, legality stuff, government stuff, like it's I'm very capable of doing a great many things, but there's too many details that they force you to keep up with, which make it what makes it difficult. Like the working part of it is not difficult, but it's all the other bullshit that is. So it makes it really tempting to just say fuck it and not even have anything because it's too exhausting. And it makes, like, because of these crazy people, it makes us not even want to have interaction one with the other. Hold on, what is this? This is what. And then we've got people that want relationships with us. They have a lot of lists of things they require from us, and it's too exhausting. Like all of this stuff. Oh, I see. I can do this whole thing today. It's unsustainable. We can't keep up with all these details, you guys. Like all the lists of things to fear, all these requirements and things from friends and family, etc., of what we have to do to be able to maintain a relationship with them, or they throw them a fucking tantrum and lose their minds on us, and they want to discuss it and blah. It's like, are you fucking high? Like, I can barely even keep up with my own shit. I can't fucking do all this. Like, I gotta feed my kids and pay my bills. Bye. It's unsustainable. It's not the way life's supposed to be. We're not supposed to be having to do all this. This is not a thriving life. It's a stressful, deteriorating life. And then we have to protect ourselves from people that are trying to do us harm, people that are trying to own us and control us, like really crazy people that do crazy stuff to us. It's really frightening. It's really frightening. This world is insane, and that's why, like, we are quarantined here. We're locked in here, and of course there's other I don't know if they're humans or what they are, but there's other beings out there. They probably look like us. I don't know. But they don't want to have anything to do with us because we are crazy and we are mean and we are jealous and vindictive and we do really, really evil stuff to each other. And make living really exhausting. And so who's going to want to come to this planet? Who's going to want to expose their planets or whatever the fuck they live on, their saucers? Because I have no idea. Why would they expose themselves to this? All we can do is truly fuel ourselves with what's actually truly fueling. And when we look at when we look at the people whom have studied wild cultures, whether they be white people all the way to black, that's important because our genetic makeup dictates where we adapted. Let's see, what is it? Evolved and adapted. A combination of those things. Where we genetically are evolved and are adapted, our genetics to the environment and the elements in that environment in which we were consuming. So a very dark black person would have evolved genetically, have their makeup code adapted to, I would say, probably something where there's not a lot of shade available, meaning there's not a bunch of fruit trees. There's probably not a lot of plants. Because you're super duper dark. That means you are exposed to like extreme sun. So what would you have been eating in that environment? That's what you're going to most thrive on eating. Even if you're not living in that environment anymore, it doesn't matter. That's what you're adapted to. That's what your genetic makeup thrives on and is acclimated to. And just all the way, the same as like all the way to a super white person, we would have been, oh my God, we would have been adapted to living in environments that has zeros to very minimal, dang near zero sun exposure. So what can live in that environment? Plant-wise, animal-wise, food-wise. That's what we would be adapted to. And that seems like an environment of very minimal plants as well. So I feel like people that are in between, like brownish, are really the people that are most adapted to eating the most volume of plants. And the people on either spectrum to that are going to be more acclimated and thrive better on very little plants and mostly animal protein and fat. So in order for us to keep our shit together is my point. We have to have our brains, our nervous systems, built correctly, and what we eat according to our genetic original makeup and adaptation location. That's what's going to help us thrive the most and be the strongest mentally, emotionally, psychologically. Sleep. Quality sleep is really, really important. I would say it's ideal to not expose yourself to the programming systems like television, because they are, depending on what you're choosing to watch, but the majority of the stuff is really high stress. It's really high drama. And it's going to keep you some weird ass hairy shit going. It's going to keep you like this, you know, stress wise. But my understanding is we have to have our nervous systems coated with cholesterol. And when they're not, that's just going to be fried and you're going to be fucked. You're not going to be able to tolerate stuff. You're going to be more short, more irritable. more snappy, etc. Make stupid choices. Our brains are made of cholesterol. Stress causes damage to every single cell. So any and all things that cause us stress will damage the cell, which are all variety of these crazy shit. And then our body rushes cholesterol to every single wound. So if a cell has a wound, it's going to rush cholesterol to heal that wound. And even though we can make our cholesterol out of plants, why would we stress our body? You're stressing out your body so much just to process things to get to the cholesterol made. You're just constantly playing catch up. You're constantly playing catch up. So making it readily available rather than having to go through all that processing is going to be in our best interest, meaning just eat the cholesterol. Eliminate things that fry our nervous system, like sugar, anti-nutrients in plants, and oxalates and so forth in plants are all extreme stress. The most readily available and easy fueling, building things is what we need to have our focus on if we're going to survive whatever the fuck this shit is. Because this shit's not getting easier, it's getting harder, it's getting worse. And we're going to lose this battle between good and evil if we don't laser focus and get our shit together as to what we're putting in our mouths, what we're putting in our minds, what we're putting on our bodies, and how well we're resting, keeping our calm, making all these lists of all this. No, we need to eliminate things to stress about. Eliminate the lists. Eliminate items on the list. Only vital, important stuff. So getting into debates and arguments with people, that's eliminated. I don't debate and argue with anyone about anything. You're either with me or you're not. This isn't a debate. We don't waste our energy on that shit. We don't waste our energy dwelling on it in our own minds. That is wasted energy that needs to be used for us to just make it through this nightmare that we're in right now. Because it's getting worse. They're getting more controlling, taking away more of our freedoms, turning us more against each other. And there's more of us than there is of them, so it's up to us. But we have to be the wise discerners of what we're doing, because that's the deciding factor of whether you're helping them or helping yourself sustain true living and freedom. So I don't know, I guess humans have to decide, because I'm one person. And majority rules. Are you going to let these bullies bully you? Or are you going to keep strong and fight? Because they can manipulate us. They can fearmonger us. They can do all these things, but it doesn't even matter or work unless we believe them and we do the stuff that they're telling us to do as the solution. Like, there's so many people that are just like fried as a fuck on like tons of sugar and tons of programming from the schools, from the churches, from the media, whether it's TV programming or movies, etc. And then they're all on drugs to be able to manage the symptoms that they're getting just from all this distress, dis-ease. They're out of ease. You're out of ease because you're believing this manufactured stuff, when the majority of the time, if we weren't so messed up, everything would be like super peaceful. And there'd be nothing to stress about because everything is given to us, God given freely. But we buy into this whole thing of we have to work for stuff, right? And like the never ending stuff and stuff and stuff. Like it's literal insanity. And then, like diseases that are happening in us and our children, we're being told it's just genetic and out of our hands, and it's not. It's like all in our control, dang near all. What we're putting in our mouths, mind, and souls is dictating these diseases. You are making yourself sick by believing that things are healthy that are not, and that it's okay to consume all these various things that are not food. They're not supposed to be in you. And you're solely responsible for your children's deformities and illnesses as well, because you're believing liars. And you're putting garbage into yourself when you're pregnant, and you're putting garbage into yourself, into your children after they're born. It's literally that simple. It's a choice of believe them or not. And what do we do instead? Who do we believe? Me? Well, if you're smart, yeah, because I have results. I don't just have blah, 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 science, blah, 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 facts. But no, don't just believe me. Do things, feel them out. Believe you, believe your guidance, believe your body. Your body is a brilliant machine that was designed to guide you perfectly to what is best for you specifically. And whatever is best for you is going to feel amazing, and it's going to feel amazing in a calm, even way, and it's going to feel amazing over a long period of time, like forever, not just for a few minutes. You shoot yourself with a drug or whatever. Oh, I'm high for 2 fucking minutes. Then your face is rotting out of your goddamn shit. That's not what I'm talking about, okay? Oh, you murder somebody and that feels good to some people. Yeah, dipshits. Not really. Like, that's evil, and evil doesn't feel good. There might be some satisfaction that you eliminated someone that you fucking hate or something, but that's not sustainable. It's not this. So it's not you truly loving yourself and one another. It's not a sustainable, good feeling. Your belief systems, your ideas, all this stuff, whatever, if that doesn't feel like that, that's what feels good. That's this. It's not this. That's not sustainable. All your upsets and all your lists and requirements is not sustainable. If it feels bad, that's not the path. That's your body feeling bad because that path that you're choosing, the way you're choosing to look at that thing and deal with that thing, feels bad. And if it felt good, then you'd know that whatever you're doing is the right thing for you to be doing. And then you want to do that. You want to do more of those sustainably good feeling things. And if you're jittery and all over the place, well, that's not normal and healthy. That's why you're getting sick. And so, yeah, you can fix that, but you have to be a determined bitch. Whether you're a dude or a chick, you have to be a determined bitch. You have to want it bad enough because you're a programmed robot. And what do programs do? They repeat the program automatically. They default to the program. The default setting is the program. But if the program isn't serving you and you're not having a joyful, thriving life filled with health and bliss, then that's not the way. It doesn't matter what the programming is if it's not serving us. So then we have to tell it to fuck off. We have to care enough to tell our brains we're not going to think about that thing that makes us feel bad. We're going to make a list of all the things that make us feel bad, and we're going to find other arguments and excuses and things to believe, think, and feel instead. Because then we can have the life that was promised to us by our Creator, which is a beautiful, thriving life. All this bullshit is not beautiful and it's not thriving. So one way that we could eliminate the cost of living is to live with other people. But they've made laws against that. Oh, okay. Well, then we don't need to own your stolen property that isn't yours anyways. And we can just move around and live like gypsies. Because if we don't stay in one place, they cannot control us. We don't need to own all this shit. Because if we own stuff, then they tax it. And they this and they that. They find all these ways. The more you own, the more they control you. I don't know. That's one solution. You know, people want stuff. Okay, that's fine, but you're going to be a prisoner of having to pay for all that shit and maintain it. And if that doesn't feel good to you, then you need to find a way to eliminate that stuff. Like, you know, we think that like, oh, the solution is go off grid, and oh, like, how do we do that? Okay, well, we'll own land. They stole the fucking land and sold it to you in the first place. You don't think they're going to come steal it from you? You own nothing. You own nothing. Even if you bought it and paid in full, you own nothing. This is America, United States of America. You own nothing. You are a delusional slave of a you own nothing. I had a roommate of mine tell me that in Africa, that you when you buy land, you own it. You don't have to pay taxes. Great, fantastic. But they still come and fuck with you, even there. There's no place on this planet they can't fuck with you. If they want to just come, they'll have bigger guns and steal it from you. So what's our solution? Enjoy the shit while it's around, but don't be so married to it, right? Don't be so married to it. I don't know the full solutions, but we have to come up. I'm obsessed with picking. You might know. I want that shit clean, you know? Well, okay, I cannot think about the government and what the fuck they're doing because they are thieves that stole shit. And then they pretend to sell it back to us. And they can just come take it again. Oh, we'll go to court. Yeah, okay, good motherfucking luck with that shit. Fighting all the time, motherfucker. Oh my gosh, it's fucking crazy. But I can control what I think about someone picking their nose and how I feel about that. The shit that I do is so fucking funny. But it's true. Like, it's absolutely true. We all pick our nose, you guys. You can't make a big ripping deal about that. Well, anyways, the main thing that we have to do about all this other stuff that's so overwhelming is just not think about it. Can't think about it and just do our due diligence as best we can. So I gotta go do some due diligence this shit. and a whole bunch of other crap. So have a good one. I hope that didn't destroy your day.